Well, Kieran, always good for any of the academy players to get recognition by their country. You talk about the latest one that's got that recognition, Sam Proctor, under-14 goalkeeper, called into the England under-15 squad.
Yeah, Sam's still 13 years old as part of under-14 squad. He's been monitored, I think, by England for a little while. So we've had Terry Mason working with their goalkeepers up until this year, and Terry's doing some work for England. And is very sort of supportive of this recommendation, and we know Sam's been watched by them a number of times, and delighted to get the email at the end of last week officially calling into the selection camp, which I think is the 19th and to the 21st of December. So sort of got 2 days at St George's Park working with the England coaches and the goalkeeping staff predominantly, and it'll be a great experience for him.
And a proud moment not just for him but also for his family as well.
Oh, outstanding. Yeah, when I rang his dad and I rang Adi, and he was overwhelmed, really, to be honest with you. I've said it before in other interviews, that the amount of commitment that parents put into their son's football development and things like this, it's massive payback, I suppose, for the commitment they give. But they're understandably very delighted, very proud.
What's his background? Is he a local lad? How did he join?
He's been here all the way through. He's from Boston. He signed, just talking to Matty Dyer, head of coaching there, and Matty remembers him being signed as and he was an outfield player predominantly at the time, but sort of was converted to a goalkeeper.
So Matty taking the credit for converting to a goalkeeper?
Who knows, possibly. But somebody needs to be fair. Somebody needs to. But no, like I say, so he's reasonably local, very well grounded, lovely family. Very supportive, really good attitude. Very focused young man, and it's just rewards for his potential and the way he's applied himself over a number of years now.
I suppose dedication is the word when you're that age, because ultimately you're going to go through growth spurts, you're going to go through different things that are going to challenge you throughout the teenage years. But to have dedication and focus at this stage shows that he's got that potential. He's got
a real commitment to what he's doing. He's here sort of. He's here early. He'll stay late to work with some of the older groups now. He's that bit older as well, and he's just got. You can see it in his eyes, Sam. He's got that real focus, that real drive, that real ambition, and that commitment to just trying to be the best he can be all the time.
In terms of international commitments, obviously Sam's not the first of the group that you've had in the last 12 months, 18 months. It says a lot about the academy that your players can be selected for a whole range of nations based on their performances with you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really good recognition for the academy, for all the coaches that worked with these players, all the support staff that have worked with these players. There's obviously the first team appearances, the professional contracts, the university places that some players have left and gone on to, international recognition. There's so many different ways in which we can measure success, and obviously this is the biggie. When we start getting on a consistent basis players recognised by their countries. Obviously, Flynn recently with Scotland, etc. It's great recognition. It shows the quality of work that our staff are putting into these players and the level of support they're getting, and it's paying rewards.
And ultimately, this is a great example for supporters out there to see the work of the academy firsthand, to see international recognition, but also Flynn last week, obviously getting the Papa John's Trophy Player of the Round, someone who's come through the academy system. It's a great example and a great, it's there for everyone to see, isn't it?
It is, and for me, it's really important that people see it. To see the work that goes on. There's so many people put so much time into that work, and it's really important that on occasions they get that recognition, and that recognition often comes from things being in the public eye. Like you say, Flynn's awards last week is international recognition, and other appearances from other players, Ricky, Harrison, Kyle, those sorts of players. The amount of players we had in the squad at Cambridge in the Papa John game, those 12 players, all that puts it in the public eye. Sam Proctor now, international call, it's in the public eye, and it just highlights, like I say, the quality of work we as a group of people are putting into these young players and their development.
Yeah, the Papa John Trophy is often maligned from outside of the football club and elsewhere with supporters, but obviously Flynn scored 3 goals. He's won the player of the round. He said it himself that it's a great competition and give them the opportunity to shine. The manager's putting faith in them for them to play. you know, it seems a win-win situation, really.
Yeah, we've always looked at it as a tremendous opportunity, to be honest with you, this competition, and we've always approached it that way, to give, certainly in the earlier stages, give younger players that experience of a first team environment on a match day, time on the pitch, always balanced with the fact that we want to do well in the competition. You know, it's not just always give them a chance and see what happens. We'll give them a chance knowing that we want to do really well. You know, there's no doubt about that. We want to get to Wembley again this year. And again, it always, as I always say, it shows the trust that the manager's got in the ability of these young players, that he'll put them in the team, knowing full well that he wants to progress as far as he possibly can in the competition. And that won't change. That won't change. The opportunities they get will never change. As, you know, whilst we're here and whilst we're, you know, this competition, you know, hopefully it might be the last year in the competition for a while, but you know, the competition is a really good one for young players. You know, there's always lots of talk about the opportunities for young players in the Premier League clubs that have now come into it, but you know, the Football League clubs that embrace it in the right way will see it as opportunities for their young players as well.
And aside from probably a handful, your reserve team fixtures are essentially under 21 and the 23 fixtures, if whatever you want to call them at this moment in time, and they're holding their own as well against some like-minded teams, some really stronger teams.
Absolutely, you know, we've made a conscious effort to try and get as many games, under 23s games if you like, as we possibly can, because the games are so important. Some of the loan arrangements that we have for some of the younger players didn't work out in terms of opportunities to play games. We're now putting hopefully sort of weekly games in if we can. You know, we've certainly played games the last 3 weeks, and the team yesterday was a proper under 23s team. I think, apart from Jason Naismith, I think everybody's under the age of 20. You know, so there's still room for players in terms of age to grow a little bit further, and we're playing the likes of Barnsley yesterday, who are very established at category 2, which is where we want to be next year, and a very strong team in that level of football. And it was a very competitive game. It was a really good game for our young players, and it was another really good team performance, especially second half, and some really good individual performances as well.
Yeah, that game finishing 1-1. I think Alison Burrows scored the goal, and just finally the Youth Cup. Obviously, you've got Doncaster in the third round. Yeah. Hopefully, it should be scheduled before Christmas. And as I say, it's the opportunity at home, albeit with everything to decide with fans and all that malarkey that comes with it. Yeah. But whatever it is, it's a good opportunity for your young players to show that they've learned things from the first and second round of the competition.
Absolutely. I mean, we're delighted first and foremost to get a home tie, to give the young players the opportunity of being involved in a match under the floodlights at the main stadium. I think it's really important, you know, during their time, if they can get that opportunity, that's really good. And we're looking forward to it. You know, we as you say, we expect it to be played just before Christmas, and it is an opportunity for them to showcase what they're about and the potential within the group, and we're really looking forward to it.